right here at work. Decided to hop on, chop it up with individuals. See what's the talk of the town. Just going down the word in the curve. You heard me. Just wanted to jump in, chop it up with the folks in the lokes. Now, for those who are curious, I did drop a new video on my other channel, rap. Do you guys want to scope that out? Okay, put this around. So we do have that going on the other channel. I actually had recorded one for this channel, but there was an error to the way the video was, right? So I wasn't able to upload it. I don't know why, but it just kept saying that unable to upload. So I was like, the fuck? Which that video was discussing the matter of the Lucky situation that's been happening. What's cracking like a Chicano Malo? What's good? You getting yourself into, carnal? Dice la buena vida. A toda madre un desmadre. You already know my boy was chilling like a villain on this Sunday afternoon. Trabajando como siempre. Damn, you start at 7? Damn, carnal. And what, you're out like at, what, like 6 in the morning? 4 in the morning? It's a crazy shift. I've been good, my boy. You already know. Aquí nomás. Rifando. Controlando. All right. 3:30? 7 to 3:30? Also, it's night owl shift, but not graveyard shift. All right, cool. You know, compared to like where you have to go in the night and then you come out and the sun's up, like valiendo verga. Except when you're drinking, then you really don't notice that, huh? You drink it to the sun up. That's just Mando. That's just routine. Like while people are barely pouring their coffee, you're putting down the last beer from last night. The all-nighters should be hectic. But that's good, bro. That at least there's jale though, my boy. Usually we start at 6. Órale, okay, I feel you. I hate when we have to wait for the shipments to come in. Because then we gotta play stupid, kill time. And you know, trying to kill time, bro, it's a drag. It's like the worst. It's like every minute feels like an eternity. I prefer when there's a lot of jale because I feel like time flies like that. Compared to like where it's slow. Like I don't understand how people could like working at a place that's slow, bro, because then like you literally feel like you're there all fucking day. Compared to like where there's a gang of jale, that you know, next you know, like damn, it's time to go home. You know what I mean? Like I get it being lazy, right? But fuck, bro, like that's even worse though. Like you're just waiting, like nothing happening. Every minute feels like an hour. I just can't do that, bro. I'll go bananas. But I guess there's some people's laziness who's al tiro. Like the vatos and then they complain. Like fuck. Like don't mames, way. You rather not be doing shit. Yeah, I worked at cruise ship yesterday. Around all day, gee, time went so slow. I'm telling you, bro, I fucking hate those, bro. Those days where it's just like where there's no jale, bro. It's like fuck. It feels like forever, homie. Like you check your time, you check your phone, you think you like 2 hours passed, right? It's only been like 15 minutes. Like valiendo verga. Hey, but I guess there's some people that really don't like to fucking do shit, right? I don't get it, but I guess. Or just because they do something wrong the first time that they want to give up. White ass? White ass? Where? No mames. Like me? White? I couldn't be further from that. Dinero be. Oh, you're. Containers from. Alright, so time will go quick then. That's right. Hey, at least there's work though. You know what I mean? Especially with this economy and with this fucking administration. Especially with this president. Shit, be grateful that we even have anything going on with his tariffs. That goofball. Fool's on a rampage. Especially right now during the holidays, you know, está cabrón. Like when people need feria, you're gonna make it difficult. Chingada madres. So I'd say people should be grateful that there's, you know, something at least. I'm telling you, bro, I'd be driving, you know, down and I'd be seeing all kinds of fucking like businesses that say like now hiring, but then I see all these people saying that there's no hiring anywhere. I'm just like, like damn, but where you been looking? And gracias, my boy, I appreciate it. And yes, it actually has been getting hectic. The south side has been definitely cracking as of lately. Every day, I hear the ghetto birds. There isn't one day without you don't hear no police sirens. So it definitely be cracking out there. That's why I tell people, yeah, be safe out there. Be aware of your surroundings. You never know. Should be getting locked. Online and offline. Because online you hear all this bickering amongst individuals as well. I've been seeing people put like, I guess with the whole Lucky situation with the no jumper, that they were like, oh, I thought the homie Lucky was solid, dog. How you gonna be apologizing? Like, what? It's always individuals that say that kind of shit that like never do anything or never done nothing. They always want the conflict because they're never in it. People that want conflict are never in conflict. That's why they yap about it so much. You know what I mean? Do you think some people shouldn't have kids? I think no, for sure. There's some people that shouldn't have kids. For sure, damn sure there shouldn't be, right? But I think there needs to be more of a like emphasis on parenting. You know what I mean? And the importance of parenting. Maybe a course that should be taught in, I don't know, fucking high school shit, bro. Where, you know, like we gotta drill it into these people's heads though, because a lot of people out here, they just, to them raising kids is like they think that it's that none of their decisions or what they're doing could affect the child and how they're gonna be when they go right. Just because like, oh, they're small, they don't know what's happening, or they don't know what's going on, they don't know what we're talking about. I guess they do, you cocksucker. Like they may be sitting in the living room looking at the TV, playing the video game, but bro, they're hearing everything. They know what's happening, bro. You just think they're not paying attention. You know what I mean? And they're just trying to understand everything, and you're just making it difficult for them. And then people wonder why kids grow up, you know, having this fucked up perspective of life. And what's so difficult about that though is like when they're hammered in like that, it's that goes with anybody. It's really hard for you to tell that person that how their parents behave is wrong, or that their parents are in the wrong. Because everybody's gonna say that their parents are right, and they're not gonna want to accept that their parents have faults to them, right? Like you're not gonna tell me how my parents is wrong, or the way they raise me is bad. You know what I mean? That's why a lot of people have stupid points of views, right? Like stupid way of looking at life, because that's how they were raised to see life. Like following people blind. You see it. You see it even with politics, right? I'm Republican because my father was a Republican. I'm MAGA because my father was MAGA. And you ain't gonna tell me how my father views stuff is wrong. You know what I mean? I think every group should belong with their own. Whites with whites, blacks with blacks, browns with browns. We shouldn't mix. And the reason I see it this way is because that's how my family raised me to see it. And you ain't gonna tell me the way my family's been living has been wrong this whole entire time. You know what I mean? Like, good luck trying to get. Not even people with doctrines will be able to convince these individuals. Like all these fucking psychologists and therapists and coming with their mumbo jumbo. They don't know what they're talking about. My father was a great man. You think any type of child abuse is unforgivable, even if the kid comes out okay? The parents suffer from mental illness. No, like there's some stuff like it's out of their hands, right? Like for example, mental illness, right? Like people that suffer um, from any type of mental illness. But I feel like they're right there. I feel like the system will fail them, right? Like I feel like if a parent is suffering from some type of mental disorder, right, there should be some type of um like structure set for that, right? Because obviously, you want to make sure that the kid doesn't get harmed or killed or or abused, like physically. You know what I mean? So not everybody's who's not everybody's the same, right? Just like I have said, not all murderers are the same, right? Like people that have taken somebody's life, even though they're all considered murderers or kids, right? They're not all the same, right? You can't compare somebody who got in a fight at a bar and accidentally, hit the guy in the head with a glass bottle and the guy dies. You can't say that he's the same as somebody who's been stalking a person, kidnaps them, tortures them, and dismembers them. You know what I mean? Like even though they both killed somebody, they're not the same. Motives is the key in all this, right? Like the person's motive. Like a person who knows what he's doing, who's doing it for his own thrill, right? Like he's harming the child because he gets a kick out of it, or he gets pleasure out of it, right? So he's intentionally hurting the kid because it brings him peace, right? Compared to somebody who doesn't know what's happening in his head, right? Like he's really, he's hallucinating. You know what I mean? He's not intentionally hurting the child because like he sees that that's his kid and he's hurting, right? But because of the delusion, right? So they're not the same. You know what I mean? What if it happens 10 years ago? The person had more kids. He took care of 24/7, and like I have said, just because somebody's not only that, but time also, like we live in a different era, right? Like a different time period. Before, hitting your children was acceptable. It was kind of like it was normal. People wouldn't make a big deal because that's kind of the way that they got shit done, right? But as research has come along, right, and an understanding of the human mental, what creates problems, and right, the psychology behind everything, right? The more that now we understand the psychology behind stuff, the more now we see that that wasn't appropriate and that wasn't the best way to handle the situation, right? So we're learning, right? Humans, we learn, right? We're evolving. Things are changing, so we learn, right? So the reason why we know that it's not appropriate behavior is because we know now of the consequences and what happens, right? While before they lacked knowledge, right? So the time period is different also though, right? That does play a factor. But like, let's say if somebody does like, just because somebody like, let's say strikes the kid, doesn't mean that now he's a child abuser, right? Um, as humans, we have faults to us, so we make mistakes, right? Our temper gets the best of us, so we lash out, right? Just because he lashed at the kid doesn't make him now a bad person, right? What will make him a bad person is the continuing of the bad behavior. If he continues to harm the child, if he shows a pattern of this behavior, then yeah, then the individual's a piece of shit, right? Compared to somebody who, hey, this day they weren't having a good day. It's still not okay, but it happens, right? We all make mistakes, right? Like that doesn't mean now that he's a fucking like he's gonna do it all the time, right? Compare that to somebody who has a habit of doing that. You know what I mean? Like just because you gamble once doesn't make you a compulsive gambler, right? It doesn't mean you have a gambling problem. It's the continuing of the behavior, right? Like once it gets out of hand. Like if somebody tries drugs for the first time, doesn't mean you're a drug addict, right? But if he continues it, it's a different story. Same like with people too. Like they think just because a person like took the life of somebody, right? That now makes him a murderer. Like, well, like yeah, he may have taken life. Doesn't mean that he's gonna continue taking people's lives, right? We don't understand the circumstances compared to somebody who we know is like who's like a serial killer. Like yeah, we can't let this person to jail because yeah, he's gonna continue killing. Because look, he has done it. He has already 3 bodies on his hands. Yeah, this person should never be let out. Same about the pedophiles, bro. Like, why do you keep letting him out of jail, bro? He's already been arrested like 7 times for this behavior, bro. Stop letting him out. He's not gonna change. Because when they're really truly sorry about something, when people truly are sorry about something, they don't have to keep apologizing for the same fucking shit. If they're truly sorry, why would they keep continuing the behavior, bro? They're continuing it because they don't feel sorry. They don't care, right? Because if you're truly sorry, you don't have to keep apologizing for the same fucking problem. Like, how are you going to say that you're sorry, bro? But here we are again and again and again and again. Then you're not sorry. You're just saying it. When people be like, I didn't know he's not truly sorry. You don't know him. Like, bro, this is already like the 10th time, my boy. Come on now. Same with women. No, he's going to change. And like, he said that it was... Yeah, he already beat you up like 7 times, girl. Why don't you understand? He doesn't care about you. Right? If you had to forgive him after the first time, bro, that should have been already... Nope. Done deal. It's a wrap. Should the person be forgiven? First time? Yeah. After that? No. You know what I mean? Because they're just now just playing into your emotions. You know what I mean? Like, did they understand what they were doing is wrong, right? That's what it... Like, forgiveness should have to come if a person truly understands what he did was wrong, right? Compared to where it's like, well, I told you I'm sorry. Like, well, but what are you sorry about, though? If they don't know, then... That's why when I hear people say, like, oh, oh, you better apologize to me. Like, bro, if you have to ask for the apology, bro, then why even accept the apology, bro? Like, apology is something that you don't have to ask for, right? It should be given willingly, right? Right? Like, or when you're telling somebody, hey, you better go apologize to them. Like, if you have to go tell somebody to apologize, then don't tell them to apologize in general, bro. They have to come to the realization themselves. Because if not, then the apology is meaningless. Then it's not worth anything. That's why people get frustrated when you keep asking, like, well, but what are you sorry about? Like, well, I already apologized. Why are you making a big deal about it? No, the specific counts, bro. Like, going into the specific things, bro. Because they're trying to see if you truly are sorry. Or if not, that you're just saying it, because that's a part of manipulation. You're just telling persons what they want to hear. but you truly don't mean it or accept it. So therefore, your apology is meaningless. So if people don't want to go into the details, or if you're a person yourself who don't like to go into the details, then it's because you're manipulating. What's crying like Mr. Pasa's definitely up in the casa for the raza. What do you think about Eminem? But Eminem, personally, when rappers mention his daughter in a diss track. No. Well, see, I understand from his perspective. Like I have always said this. If two people have beef, right? If two people have beef, keep it between you and this individual. Like, I'm somebody who's like that. Like, somebody could come, right, and me and him may have beef, right? He made this my parents and he made this my kids, but that doesn't now make it okay for me to back them, right? You have to hold yourself to morals and standards. You can now stoop down to level, right, and think that you're better. You know what I mean? Like, this is between me and you, so I'm not gonna involve nobody else. Like, it's fuck you, and when I see you, it's me and you, right? You don't have to involve nobody else. Fuck your mama, your fucking kid. You know what I mean? No. This is just between me and you. No one else. You're gonna make fun of somebody or diss somebody, then do it towards me. I find it weird that when somebody, they're dissing their families back. Well, he did it to me first. Well, you should have seen what he said about my mom and kids. Like, and that now makes it okay for you to do it back, bro? You see that this behavior is appalling, right? That's why you're mad, because you can't believe it. He stooped to that low, but now you're going to stoop to his level and think that you're better. Like, you have to hold yourself still to your sister. So I could understand why he's, mad. Like, when he says, what the fuck does this have anything to do with anything? You know what I mean? It don't make you, like, downer or crazier now, or you got the better of him just because you said some insulting things about somebody's child. You know what I mean? That already lets you know the kind of people that or the kind of mentality of these people. They got no morals. They got no boundaries. They truly the worst kind. But Eminem goes full. Let's distract the person. Yeah, that's what I mean. He tends to attack individuals, their behaviors, for their past incidents, and and shit like that, right? And maybe it's because he knows the feeling of when they attack somebody, other than that. You know what I mean? Like, I never understood that point, but. Like, people start involving other people that have nothing to do with the drama, and somehow people think that that's some like that's how somebody's truly witty. Like, what the hell? How's that witty? How is it attacking people who have nothing to do with the matter, who are not even about that life? How does that make you now more witty? Targeting people who are defenseless. I don't know. People are a trip. I think people just think any form of violence is like, well, is down. Like, really? How about beating up a blind person? Will that make you down? How about a handicapped person? How about a person in a wheelchair? They wouldn't, right? So I don't understand why, going this route, people see it as, something like, oh, that was really, no, he roasted him. Well, people wouldn't say that if he, took shots at a handicapped person, right? Or somebody who's defenseless. It's all stupid. Whatever. And then did I try? Could. Well, he could, right? But just because someone is talented, like somebody's a good artist, doesn't mean that the track might even be good, right? Sometimes the talents don't really mix. Eminem would have to rap with somebody who has his similar style in order for the track to make to sound legit, sort of. You know what I mean? Like, for example, my favorite rappers, Ice Cube and Mr. Shaq, they did a track together. It was a good track. Did I think it was like a banging track? No, I thought it was a good track, but I didn't think it was like, oh, like, you know. And that these are my two favorite rappers, right? I prefer the Mr. Shadow song that he did with Corrupt. You know what I mean? Like just because someone's talented and doesn't mean that, you know, if they collab that make magic. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's the people that you least expect, you know, are the ones that actually make the shit crack. Because I thought the track was good, but I didn't think it was like chingon. I felt like it maybe it wasn't worked on as much as like Mr. Shadow's track with Corrupt. I felt like that track just gave you the just agreement, like arrangement, like okay, we agreed to collab, and here's my verse, and there it is. You know what I mean? That's how I felt compared to like the Daz and Corrupt. I mean the Mr. Shadow and Corrupt song. I felt like they probably sat down and were working on that one for a minute and gave it some, you know, some some working in there, right? Like they actually, you know, wanted it to sound on and actually, you know, creative side of things. Yeah, I prefer the one that Ice Cube did with Sleepy Malo. Yeah, I actually prefer that one than the Mr. Shadow one. Like I'm telling you, it's just that the Mr. Shadow. I felt like both of them just. It was just a collab track, right? Like they really, it really not something that they, you know, maybe were like eager to do, right? I felt like, you know, they probably didn't give it as much time, as much as their time as they should have. Hey, but so when you're big like that, I mean, you know, it goes to your head, right? Like when you think that you're already the ones, you really don't tend to give that much, you know, effort into your craft. That's why Kobe Bryant said that he never wanted to see himself as the best or told himself that he is the best because he knew once he got there that there was nowhere to go but down. So that's why he always told himself he could improve on this, improve on that, right? Because once he thought that he was like him, it was just gonna be downhill from there. There's no reason why to practice no more, why to work on your, you know, spot, or why to even care. That's why when LeBron James did that interview where he said that, oh, when I won that, that's when I knew that I was the GOAT. That's why after that, his career hasn't never been the same, right? Because he actually thinks he's the GOAT. That's why his numbers never been the same after that. Before he actually had something he was working for, but now that he feels he's the GOAT, you know, didn't work for him no more. So, you know, like I don't have to go out there and prove nothing to nobody. What do you think about Shaq's? What do you think about Shaq's acting skills? His rap was decent. His rap was pretty good. When his albums were, now his rap is way better because now he focuses more on, like when he does freestyles or he does like little features. I feel like his rap is better now than it was before because it becomes more lyrical. He actually pays more attention to the lyrics, you know, side of things, right? So now as a rapper, he's phenomenal. Before it was kind of like it was just a cash grab thing, you know what I mean? He really didn't give it all that much time because you could tell by his lyrics, they're so basic and bland. But now, as a skill, like have you heard the track that the Coyotes? He got down, bro. You know, lyrically wise. As his acting, what movie had? Oh, Shazam, huh? I know he's had a few movies. It's not all that. He's better off as somebody who's just like who vibes, right? Like you're watching, you know, like let's say inside the NBA where he's just vibing with the team, right? He's better like that. He's more funnier like that too, compared to where he's actually trying to act, you know. Like there's some people that are not funny, right? Like you hang out with them funny, right? They come out in a movie and not as funny, right? It's different types of comedians. There's some people that are funny in movies, and in real life, they're not funny at all. Look at when they interviewed Jim Carrey. He really doesn't seem like he's all that humorous. You know what I mean? He's so serious. When LeBron, yeah, neither was I. LeBron James, shit. LeBron James even rapped. He has a rap song out there with Kevin Durant. So even he has a rap song. There's actually a few NBA players that have a few rap music albums. There's like 30 of them or something like that. Allen Iverson, Amar Shimper, Aaron Gordon, Tony Parker, JaVale McGee. Who has a rap? Oh, Lou Williams, Marcus Smarts, fucking Kobe, Shaq, Damian Lillard, Lonzo Ball. Who else? Lance Stevenson. It's actually several. Oh, Chris Webber. Meta World Peace. Tell you, the NBA has several rappers. All right, ladies and gentlemen, my lunch break is over. We got to get back. Good chopping it up with you guys, and we out.